IEDs happened all the time.
Go, go!
This was probably the second stage of the war. The first stage was taking out Saddam's military. And then the second stage was to deal with the insurgency. The insurgency quickly realized that they couldn't take us on head on. And so they started developing IEDs. Our equipment was not ready for it. Our Humvees didn't have the metal armor on it. So when an IED would hit us, it would take out the entire Humvee.
Our battalion was one of the first to have an improvised explosive device used against it in northern Iraq. And along that same time, we had been upgraded the first gen in up armor. So we felt a little sense of protection with them at that time.
Leadership quickly realized that we were not ready for IEDs, so they tried getting up armored. But between when we got there and when we left, we would just up armor the Humvees ourselves with like flak jackets or metal.
The IEDs were definitely always on our minds. I think that's where your situational awareness and just being a good observer really came into play, because you could run a patrol up and down the same street 100 times. If you can memorize how that street is configured, the next time you step out and you say, okay, well, I knew that that wire was not there, you know, or I knew that that rock was not in that position yesterday when we walked through this area. So something's going on, you know, something's been disrupted, and most likely it could be an IED.
We were pushing out of Samara, and it was my turn to take lead. I just remember getting this sixth sense that something wasn't right, and everybody was looking, but there was no indications, and everything was blown smooth. You couldn't see any tracks or anything like that, and the next thing I know, just this massive bright light and just being ejected. And that was the last thing that I remember. And then flown to Balad, where I was unconscious and in the hospital, out of it for a couple weeks.
I was at the front at the last second. I remember seeing a wire coming across the road. I should have caught it, didn't, but we caught it the last second. Yelled IED, and that was it. Tore the front of the vehicle off. You know, pretty good head injury, neck injury, all that kind of stuff. Knocked me out cold. I was bleeding pretty bad. Don't remember any of it. At first, they thought I was dead because I was bleeding pretty bad, but head injuries bleed.
Martinez, watch your head. Watch your head.